going on, Charles Botensten? So today we're going to be talking about 11 things that I've learned in self-development, and these are a little bit deeper. This is a list that I actually compiled, I thought about, and this isn't just off the cuff. This is something that I've been adding to for a while, and the reason being is, you obviously know, I've been in self-development for a while, and you know, I guess this is a cliche thing. You know, I'm in real estate. I own a real estate company in New York City, so I don't really make any money directly off of self-development. I don't sell any products or services or anything else. Like maybe in the future, I'm actually compiling a video series. However, it's going to be like $9. I'm not going to get any money from it. It's really just, I spend so much money, so much money. You talk about going to Tony Robbins or any of these guys, you know, it's $15,000, $20,000 to go to these. It's a lot of money, it's a lot of time. So when I compile a list like this, it means a lot, not only to myself, is I hope you take it seriously as well, because I compiled the list away from all the shit that's on the internet. There's a lot of people that just put out things, you know, I'm not gonna mention any names, but they put out a bunch of products just to make money, and you have to eliminate those people from your life and from your mind, because they're a quick fix. And the real people that are pushing the industry are Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins. You know, these are the guys that are just at the forefront. Jim Rohn, Les Brown. So number one is we put meaning on everything. We put meaning on everything. So language is massive. The language we use literally determines not only how someone will respond, but how. Here's an example. I could say, "How's your day?" Or I could say, name one great thing that happened today. So I said, "How's your day?" Which you're like, it's good. You know, it's wide open. Or I say, name one great thing about your day. And that could be with anything. Name one great thing about this car, or this apartment, or something like that. You're steering the question. You're steering you're steering the language that you're using. You have to control your language, which actually starts in your thoughts. So you have to control your thoughts. There's incredible books. I'll link two books below, which is Psycho-Cybernetics, and number two, which is What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. And it's essentially just controlling your mind. And I don't know if it's on this list, but you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You're just observing them. And you're taking action or you're not. The people that don't take action on their emotions and their thoughts are the ones that are the most controlled. The ones that are like, "I'm tired, I should stay in bed," snooze the alarm, and they stay in bed. The people that are saying, "I'm tired," and then they say, "I'm actually observing my thoughts, that's not me, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go to the gym." That's the difference. That's the difference between people that are successful and not successful, and I'm not sitting here on a high horse because I'm working on it as much as you are. There's days that I don't wanna go to the gym, or it's too cold, especially now. It's literally 21 degrees in New York City, it's snowing, and I'm filming this video. So I actually did wanna come up here and film the video, so I can't say I didn't. Number two is action over learning. So for me, you know, if you don't know my life story, in one sentence, I just wasn't a good kid. I wasn't the best kid, but I wasn't a good kid in school. So I didn't learn. I hated learning. I hated teachers. I hated authority. I hated listening. And in general, I was just a very independent child. I didn't see any value in anything that someone was telling me. And then when I got out of college, I said, "Oh, okay, I kind of need to learn how to influence and sell and market and be a better person in fashion and health and sales and saving money and all the shit that I didn't learn." Number one is because, you know, school is very archaic. But number two is that I had no interest in learning. So I learned a ton, but the thing is I didn't take a lot of action. You have to take action. Gary Vaynerchuk actually focuses only on action, and he doesn't learn at all. So he learns as he takes action, and he's able to just go through like a brook, like a stream going down to the ocean. He's able to actually maneuver. I don't want to give a percentage, but I'm like 70-30. 70% taking action, 30% learn. It's probably 60-40. 60% I'm learning, 40% action. So I love learning. It's not to stop learning, but you need to put what you learn into action. That's the biggest thing, is they call them seminar junkies, the people that sit in a seminar and they've been going to seminars forever. Number three, is everything stems from health. This is something that I learned in the last 2 years, and it's just, if you don't maintain your health, you're gonna have a shitty lifestyle. I don't care what you say. You know, look at the people that have died early. You know, all the unfortunate people that have died early, either from a stroke or heart attack because they focused on work and just eating in abundance. And then all the people that, you know, even someone like Steve Jobs. You know, Steve Jobs, in his deathbed, read that quote. And it's giving me chills even thinking about it. His quote on his deathbed, he said, "What is this all for? Because I couldn't bring any of this with me." He couldn't bring his money, his millions and billions of dollars. He couldn't bring any of that with him. He couldn't bring his company or his iPhone or his iPad or his watch. You know, those are things obviously that came after him, but he developed them. So it's one of those things that you have to understand that you have to prioritize. What do you eat? How much sleep do you get? How much do you drink? What do you eat? You know, what are your thoughts? Your thoughts control your health as much as anything. There's this an amazing chart that you're either on the right side is all the sugar and the bad things that you're eating, and then on the left side is all the good things like salads and beets and greens and everything else. Your thoughts are on the far right. If you're stressed out, if you are just thinking of just aggravation and drama and everything like that, that affects your mind as much as high fructose corn syrup, as saturated fat, as just anything that you would think of processed sugar, because your thoughts control everything in your body. All right, number 4 is there is no end. There is no end. I always thought that. I thought when I start my company, I'm done. When I read this book, when I go to this seminar, whatever the case is, when I bike 100 miles, which I did, when I bike 150 miles, which I did, when I bike 175 miles, which I did, I said, when I do that, I've arrived. There is no arrival. Eleanor Roosevelt said it brilliantly. Learn from the people that came before us on top of taking action. So Eleanor Roosevelt said that we're on a train and we have this destination we want to get to. We want to get to this station, this destination. And what we notice is that we get to that destination, whether it's $1 million or a family or marriage or kids or starting our own business or winning a championship or public speaking or putting our first YouTube video out. And what we notice along the way, we didn't actually look out the window and enjoy the ride. And that's one of the things that I'm doing now, is because I'm going to make a video on it, which is I noticed that when I've arrived, when I have whatever, 500,000 subscribers, 1 million, you know, and the reason I put numbers on it is because that's the influence, that's the takeaway that people feel that I'm giving them, that's the value that I'm giving them. So that's why I quantify it. It's not because I want that. I'm not doing it for that. It would help because that's a wider audience, but I'm not doing it for the followers or the subscribers. And I have a video about why I'm doing all these YouTube clips, but there is no end. End is death. And the only way to actually extend and maintain everything that you want to do in life is health. This is all cyclical. And this is the biggest thing. So my company, the hashtag for our company is BPI, which is the name of our company, Botensten Properties International. BPI lifestyle. Hashtag BPI lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's what's your relationships, what's your money. Don't have an or mindset. I'm going to have a great relationship or a lot of money. I'm going to have a great body or a lot of money. No, have a great body and a lot of money and a great relationship, and you're producing content and you're traveling. Have it all. Why not? As T. Harv Eker says, have an and mindset. Highly recommend his book, T. Harv Eker. Great book. All right, moving on. So life is who you become and what you give. Who you become and what you give. So that's literally the meaning of life, which is who are you becoming? It's not what you get, because you can't bring anything with you. You know, say someone, you could easily get $1 million. You could easily get $1 million. You could easily get $100 million. But who did you become? You know, did you do it ethically? Did you do it morally? Are you now in jail? Like, what's his name, who $50 billion, I'm blanking on his name. He's now in jail. Oh, great, you had a huge hedge fund, and it was a Ponzi scheme. And now you're in jail. And now you're gonna die in jail. Who did you become? What was your legacy? That's the thing, is the reason that self-development is amazing is because you're becoming a better person. And then when you become a better person, you're able to give, you're able to volunteer and give more to other people. The reason we are where we are is because of all the people before us. We think all the people before us, like everyone influences someone. So It's who you become and what you give. That's the meaning of life. So becoming someone is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Moving on. It's not what happens, it's how you react to it. So someone could tell you to go fuck yourself. Someone could tell you that you're ugly, that you're stupid, you're fat, you're overweight, you're obese, you're a bitch. How do you react to it? When your business fails, when you go through bankruptcy, when you go through a divorce, when someone comments on your social media, when someone unfollows you, when you go through a breakup, how do you react? When you get an F on your test, when someone boos when you're on stage, how do you react? What do you do? What do you say to yourself? It's your reaction. It's not what happened. Someone calls me an idiot, I have no reaction. Someone calls me an insecurity, say, your business sucks. Because there's a little bit of an insecurity that I'm not the top business out there in real estate. There's a little bit of an insecurity. If I was number one, if I was Apple and someone said, your business sucks, what? Tim Cook, who's the CEO right now, would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, maybe whether they're going up or down or whatever. Someone says to Tony Robbins, you're not the top self-development teacher, guru, whatever you want to call him, coach. And he goes, he just laughs at you. So really, it's your reaction to it. And your reaction to it, we think, this is it, we think it's based on two things. One is, if it's a security, we actually own it and we say, you know what, like me, if someone called me fat, I'd be like, okay. But if someone said your business sucks, so I have a security in my health. I know I go to the gym, I eat well, I sleep really well, so health is a priority. For my business, I could be doing a lot more things, so there's an insecurity behind it. So if you have an insecurity, I had acne when I was younger. If someone said, you're ugly, I'd be like, you know, I would agree with them because I had an insecurity. But the thing is, what they said to you is just words. You turn those words into meaning, which was the first thing. We put meaning on everything. We turn it into meaning, and then we had a reaction from it. It's your reaction. It's not what they said. It's not what happened. Someone dies. People will celebrate. Other people will mourn. So a terrorist attack happens. Some people will mourn. Some people will want to fight. Some people will be rejoicing. It's not what happened. A bomb went off, and then we have a reaction. Or we went through a divorce. You know, someone will be like, thank God I'm out of that relationship, and the other person says, oh my God, what am I going to do? It's not what happened, it's a reaction. Change our reaction, change the meaning to it, change our thoughts, change our mind, change everything in it. All right, you don't need anything to be happy. This is one of the biggest things is, and I'll make a part two because this is getting really long. So you don't need anything to be happy. I was in Fiji, and Fiji is an amazing, very secluded, I think it's 12-mile flight from LA, just middle of the Pacific, just sitting there. And it's stunning. It's a stunning place. I went there for Life and Wealth Mastery, which is a Tony Robbins Tony Robbins program. And it was amazing. We got off the plane, bula bula, that's what they say. Welcome, welcome to our island. They're so happy. They don't have electricity. They barely do. They don't have any ACs. They don't even, we went to the church, there was 4 stilts and a tin roof, and that's it. There was no siding. There was no doors. It was just literally 4 wood posts and a tin roof and no walls. I don't even know if there was a floor. Was there a floor? I don't even think there was a floor. And they were so happy. You don't need what you have. You don't need it. I don't need this to be happy. I don't need, like, you need the basics. Yes, food, shelter, clothing, you need that. You need the basics, oxygen, whatever else is on there. You know, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You don't need the things you think you need, the followers, the validation that you're worthy, that you're enough. You don't need that. Here's a perfect example. Michael Jordan didn't make his high school basketball team. He went up to his bedroom. He was crying. His mom knocked on the door. They said, Michael, what's wrong? He said, I didn't make my high school basketball team. She said, don't worry about it. He goes, you know what? And he made a decision. I'm going to be the best. He made it then. Something happened. He didn't need that high school basketball team. And he became the best. He used that. It's not what happened, it's how you react to it. How do you react to bad things? When someone says, you know, your business, IRS, or you owe money, you're in debt, college, you fail a test, you don't make it into a college. You don't need that to be happy. You don't need anything that you think you need. You could just be happy. They didn't have anything. A lot of them didn't have clothes. They had like, and this is the thing. People are like, what are you, making fun of them? No fucking way. I learned more from them on that trip than I ever will. So when something happens, the AC is not working, the train is delayed, there's no train, it got canceled, the flight, it's snowing. Like, really? That's a problem? That's a problem? I'm gonna get, you know, as Louis C.K. says, he gets on, people complain about getting onto a flying seat in the air, known as an airplane. Imagine that 50 or 100 years ago or before. The modern conveniences. So electricity, heating, cooling, you know, everything. So anyway, go to part 2 and I'll talk about the rest. Have an awesome day. Subscribe to the video. Talk to you guys soon.